Hey, so we're coming up on Thanksgiving, right? What's maybe one thing you'd give as a tip to anybody out there?
I've never ever told this to anybody before, but what I always did through my entire career is if I had my sights on a holiday or a vacation, I would set targets I have to hit before I get to that holiday, and then I'd work really hard to hit those goals, and 99% of the time I did, and I enjoyed the holiday or the vacation so much more by doing that. That's my tip.
Now, branching off that, what's maybe one thing? Now, let's say I set that tip, right? That from your tip, I set that goal. What happens if I don't hit it, right? At the end of the year, I don't hit that goal. What happens
Well,
then?
you shoot for the stars and hit the moon, you're better off being on the moon than you are not shooting for anything. Just drifting, if you read Napoleon Hill's book, Outwitting the Devil, he said the worst thing you could do is drift, because that's what the devil in that book said that's how they get your soul, is when you're drifting and you have no goals and you have no purpose, you're doomed. And I find that to be very true in life. If you're drifting through life and you're not setting goals and purposes and achieving them, or at least trying to achieve them, you're not making any ground.
So it's almost like if I set a goal and miss, I would get a lot farther than had I just not set that goal originally.
Exactly. And what happens is eventually the game of reaching the goal becomes fun. And that's what you enjoy. If I didn't have that in my life, I'd be totally bored out of my mind. I don't know what I would do. But having goals to shoot for all the time, it's a great way to keep going. And then you turn around one day and you go, wow, I didn't realize I got this far.
Right. So it's almost like you're gamifying your life, and that
That's
could apply
right.
like to your life, to your business, to really anything.
Exactly.